Next week, a funeral will be held for Britain's first and only female prime minister. In this morning's London comment, Ed Boyle recalls the Margaret Thatcher he knew.
I first met her 40 years ago in Blackpool, a poor man's Coney Island on England's northwest seaboard, where political parties used to hold their annual conventions. She walked into our shabby little timber shed, which was a makeshift studio for London's All News Radio, on air for the very first time that October day. We were in chaos, but it didn't seem to bother her. "This is my local station. May I sit down?" Unfortunately, the chairs hadn't arrived. She was the only woman in the Prime Minister's cabinet, and we couldn't even offer her somewhere to sit, let alone a decent drink from a well-stocked bar like rival broadcasters. Would you like something?" I stumbled. I had actually bought a bottle of cheap gin just in case. "Whiskey, please," she said. "Large one." It wasn't going very well. "Never mind," said Margaret Thatcher. And so she made herself at home, perched on a wooden box, and she taped an interview with me while sipping a big shot of neat gin from a plain polystyrene cup. She wasn't at all pompous, and I suspect she didn't really care what we or anyone else thought. You can see why the memory lingers. The Iron Lady image that she later acquired doesn't do her justice either. A woman in the British Parliament was something of a rarity in 1959 when she was first elected. It was effectively still a gentleman's club. Those faceless, forgettable colleagues in pinstriped trousers may have regarded her with disdain as just another token woman. She regarded them, at best, as equals. In 1975, she challenged for the leadership of the Conservative Party itself, only because the main male contender had dropped out. Margaret Thatcher didn't expect to come close, but she won decisively. And on that February afternoon, I was with her when the result was announced, and we headed to a downstairs room for an interview. There was a throng of supporters and reporters until we escaped into an elevator. And then, as the doors closed, something changed. She burst into tears. It was the first time I saw her cry. The last time was when she left Downing Street forever 15 years later. And whatever you think of Margaret Thatcher, the Iron Lady did have a heart. This is Ed Boyle for CBS News in London.